Looking back on the memory of the dance we shared beneath the stars above. For a moment, all the world was right. How could I have known that you'd ever say goodbye? And now I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance.
It's a great ideal to shoot for. He gave more than he took. He gave more than he took.
Every person I've ever talked to who played for him said the same thing, that he gave that tough love. He was tough, and just so you know, he treated the media kind of the same way.
I enjoyed my time spent with my dad. It was a hero.
Hey, who's to say? You know I might have changed it all, and now I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance. It's my life, it's better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance.
I consider myself pretty blessed to have been able to spend the amount of time that I did with Coach over the years and shared the amount of memories that we did together. And I was asked a couple times in this last year, was there one memory in particular that stood out above the other ones? And for me, it always went back to the '99 state championship game. Getting to that game, we really had quite a road. It was a very difficult season. And along with that, we had to beat the defending state champions, Aledo, which we did in just the final seconds of the game on a tremendous play. And the state game itself, we were actually very, very dominant, and it was just kind of a coming together of a perfect season, if you will. And as the final seconds ticked off and we took the field, I leaned over to Coach and I asked him if he would come up on the trophy platform with me, because I just felt that he deserved it as much as anyone to stand down up there and receive a medal for doing what we had just accomplished. And as we stood up there, I was one of the few people that noticed that I looked over, and just for a few moments, Coach completely lost it and broke down in tears. And I always felt that was all those years of frustration, all the years of trying, and just all the years of competing kind of came pouring out there for a few seconds. And then at the same time, just a real good smile came out after that, a real smile of contentment, which I think definitely showed through after the game when he was interviewed on the TV network that was carrying the game at the time. And I always look at that interview and I could just see a certain accomplishment written across Coach's face, and just a real sense of fulfillment, if you will. You know, Coach always had a saying, he always used to say, it's just a game. And he always said that, meaning it isn't just a game. That football is not just a game, but a real reflection of who you are as a person. What you do with your life in many ways is reflected with how you competed during the football season. Just because the game is not easy, and it's not for everybody. And there's a lot of hardship that goes in with the good times, and a lot of work that has to go in to get things done. And I think that's what I'll take the most with me, is that I think that's what he passed on to his players the most, is that if you really get after things, you really work, and you really prepare yourself the way you're supposed to, pretty good things going to happen. Maybe not exactly perfect the way you want it every time, but you're going to come awfully close. And to have somebody that's passed that on to so many people, I think is pretty incredible. And I think I can clearly state that so many of us that came in contact with him, we're pretty blessed to have that man in our lives.